everyone, good morning. Welcome to our newest Friday wrap-up with the Basnight Garner Group. Today we have Kenny Bradbury, Carol Basnight, and we're joined by special guest Brooks Stephenson from Compass Home Inspections. As always, we're going to get into local market updates and also inform you on what we can about home inspections and where that industry is at. So take it away.
Thank you, Cameron, and thank you, Brooks, for joining us. I want to give you all a little bit of information about the numbers, and it's looking like things are kind of leveling off, and the numbers are very similar to last week. The number under contract was 50 last week, and it's 50 again this week as far as the number of listings that we have that will be closing soon. And the new listings are actually down from 56 to 51, and the closed is up. But what the under contract, I think, is the number that we should really look at. Don't you, Kenny, to kind of show us where the market is?
Yeah, I think that's the tell all.
Yes. And so that number is leveling off, which had been dropping. So we're happy about that, and we're hopeful that if we can get back to work pretty soon, that we'll get back on our big old wave that we were riding the first of the year. One thing that's very evident in these numbers is that the condominiums are suffering more as far as sales than single family homes. And we're thinking that's because most of the time condominiums are not a have to have home. It's generally in our area, they're second homes. And so that particular market is way down. The number under contract in condominiums is 47% since March. But I think we can go ahead and introduce Brooks. And we're very happy to have you, Brooks, today.
Well, thank you, Carol. And I would like to thank the Basnight Garner team for having me today.
But have you seen any in the last month, any changes in your business?
So from a market standpoint, really, I'm doing exactly what I did this time last year. I looked at my numbers when you guys asked me to be a part of this, and I haven't seen, even dating back to February, that has been a large disruption in the volume of business that I'm doing. And to kind of caveat on what you said, I'm not doing any condos. So most of my stuff is the single family, and it's not really vacation or second home stuff. It's more permanent residents moving here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's encouraging. That's encouraging. Very encouraging that, it's across the board. What are you doing differently?
Well, we're obviously practicing all of the health officials' guidelines on social distancing. I sent out a note to most of my realtor group, you guys included, and basically asked that the home would be vacant when we did the inspection. That's not a procedure that was in place before. We always encourage the buyer and the seller that they be on site, and we can actually show them and hands-on things where the water shutoff is, where their equipment is,
right,
how to operate this particular appliance. But we're not able to do that now, understandably. But we are still having with social distancing in mind, the face-to-face meeting with the buyer outside of the home and going over our findings. Obviously, the report will describe in detail what we see. But we are wearing our PPE when we're in the property, gloves, mask. Along with my receptacle tester, I have the antibacterial thing that I squirt on my hands going room to room when I can. So other than that, it's pretty much business as usual.
Right now, I feel like during this pandemic, we're having to work a lot harder for a buyer and for a seller. You just work harder, for the transaction to close. Would you say now more than ever, it's most important if a seller can do a pre-home inspection to encourage that?
Yeah, great. That's a great question, Kenny. I always been an advocate for a seller inspection. It really takes the surprise out of the negotiation after the buyer has actually made an offer, and obviously the buyer's going to have their inspector come through. And you get that, oh gosh, we didn't know this happened, or we didn't know we had this condition, and that can make that repair addendum a little more complicated. But
Yes.
the seller knowing what he's got before he lists the home, or at the time of listing, knowing what the condition of his property is in, is certainly puts the seller in a better position.
Absolutely.
To take care.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, Brooks. We hope that this information is helpful to our clients.
Well, thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And as always, we're here to help. We I can't reiterate how much of a pleasure it's been to work with you guys and to be here in Carteret County. We look forward to spending a lot of time here and getting back to normal.
Right.
Absolutely. I think we're all headed in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
All right.
sure.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your Friday.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining our Friday wrap-up. As usual, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Just to do a recap, it's been one heck of a week. 51 new listings, 50 pending, and 42 closed, Carol. It was a strong week.
Absolutely. The closed are definitely up, and we're looking forward to getting back to where we were before this.
That's right.
Pandemic.
Getting back to normality.
Yes.
That's right. All righty. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.